All right, Sean, man. So let's get into it, man.
Kirk Ray,
man.
Talk to me, man. Talk to me.
So,
man.
you know, as I mentioned earlier, man, this is I think an interesting time we're in right now. And my belief is that 80% of the people that say they love you don't. Most people are interested in how you are and not who you are. So what I mean by that is they're interested in what you can provide for them, what they can get as a result of being associated with you, the benefits of being your friend or girlfriend or whatever it is. They can get benefits from you, and once those benefits are exhausted, they're done with you.
And they can't get no
Right?
more.
Or you require something of them that challenges them, or you're not able to deliver what it is they're used to getting from you. So now there's a problem. So again, they're interested in how you are, but not who you are. And I do believe we live in a world where, unfortunately, because of social media and all these things, we're exposed more than we used to seeing. The callousness, somebody falls, gets hurt, we're pulling out our cameras. There's a fight, we're pulling out our cameras. There really seems to be no interest in good. This podcast, man, we get into all types of subjects, but we're not on here talking about trash and twerking and,
Right.
and all this crazy stuff
Right.
and garbage. So we don't get nearly the traction, and I get it, but we're not in this for that. You know, we're in this to provide a powerful message and something positive in this dark world. And so with that being said, man, when you're dealing with people, and again, listening to your messages, how do you because a lot of us are confused, man, and people are lonely right now. They're lonely, they feel isolated, they're by themselves, they feel like no one cares, no one's there for them. What do you say to those people, man, that's really struggling right now and having that difficulty? They've been betrayed, stepped on. I certainly know what that's like, to be betrayed, to be set up, to be knocked down, to be kicked, to be spit on. So what do you tell those people that's dealing with that stuff right now, man? It's hard for them.
Man, listen, you gotta be your own best friend, man. You gotta be your own best friend. And it took me to take a tremendous fall. After I left the corporate world, I started my own financial consulting business at the age of 30. And by the time I was 38, I had over $1 million net worth, right? Legitimate business. I was a legitimate tax ID number, legitimate business. And 3 or 4 years later, I was getting indicted and investigated by the feds, pled guilty, and went to federal prison, and ended up losing my entire fortune, right? 9 rental properties, $400,000 a year salary, $1.2 million net worth. They had my name and shit all in the paper, all on, you know, and yo, when I found out that the windshield that I was looking out at people that I had around me, that they weren't looking back at me with the same windshield. I'm looking at them as confidants, friends, close acquaintances. But when I took my fall, they was like, fuck that nigga, man.
Yeah,
you understand? Yeah. And family, friends, close friends. And, you know, my life got real dark, man. But it was what I needed, because what I found is that I had to turn to me for help.
There you go.
Right? That there was no help coming, right? You know, and I had to turn to myself for help. And to anybody out there that's struggling with anything, man, go look in the mirror and ask that person, command that person, demand that person to help you, and you will get help. But if you sitting around waiting on a family member or a friend or a wife or a husband, it ain't gonna happen, man. You're gonna be let down. You're gonna be let down.
Well, I want everybody to just sort of real quick just listen to this sound for like 3 seconds. That's the sound of everybody knocking at your door when you're in trouble. That's how many people gonna show up when you need help, man. Crickets. That's how it goes, man. And again, most people are interested in how you are, not who you are, and what you represent. And when they can no longer get what it is that you're giving them, man, they're out. And that's a fact. And so I do think it's important. So, you know, one, it's all about being able to recognize and value yourself above all, love yourself above all. You can love yourself and not be selfish, man. Because really the key to loving others, the key to being successful, the key to having sustainable success, right, is loving yourself, learning how to appreciate yourself so you won't compromise who you are or your calling in life for nobody. So when we come back, I want to talk about compromise and what it can cost you when you compromise who you are or whatever your calling is or vision is, and what type of consequences and price you pay when you do that.
Let's do it.
Right back. So yeah, I'm gonna get into that, man, because I want you to give me some real examples of when you, because I've happened to me before where I lost sight and appreciation for myself and what I was called to do. I'll talk about that a little bit more, and it cost me. And I wanted you to talk about how critical it is to, like you said, just keep your message going about looking in the mirror.
Let's do it.
I think that's important, man, because a lot of people don't get that. It's easy to say that, bro, but it's hard to do, man.
Yeah.
It's hard to do, I'm telling you. All right, let me get this back around, because, I get here in this chain thing, which, All right, I'm ready to rock. We ready? All right, so welcome back. So Sean, yeah, man. So you touched on something. You're talking about looking in the mirror, and I want you to expand on that a little bit more. Expound on that about that conversation with yourself in the mirror.
Well, you really touched on it, man. Before we went to the break, man, is self-love is the key, right? And for somebody like myself that spent a lot of my years, my early years, and even into my adult years in self-hatred and self-rejection, man. And then when that is the foundation of who you are, now I'm seeking approval of others.
Man.
Now I'm seeking acceptance of others who may be beneath me, right? Morally, intellectually, whatever. But my perception of myself is so low that I'm looking for anybody to give me the love that I can't give myself. And like you said, compromising yourself, man. And that shit cost me, man.
Bruh.
It really
Did you
cost me.
lose sight of?
100%, because I had people in my arena, in my cipher, that I never should have had.
Man.
And that's why I was telling you, I was looking out at these people through a different lens than what they were looking back at me.
Right.
I was the chump.
Right.
But I had tall dollars. You understand? I had tall dollars, and it blinded me, right? But what was crazy was that when I took my fall, and you're left with yourself, and like what you were saying, it's crickets, the 3 seconds where nobody's called. I had to call AT&T. I said, yo, is my service on? Because my phone stopped ringing. Nobody was calling.
Stop ringing, bro. Yep.
And it pushed me.
What that's like.
It pushed me, man. And when I got to prison, I had to confront myself for the first time by myself and look at, yo, Sean, you really don't dig who you are, man. Because if you did, you wouldn't have done that.
Yes, sir.
You can't like yourself that much, because if you did, you wouldn't have had this person around. When they showed you the red flags.
That's critical. You saw it,
They show you the red flags.
Right. You didn't believe the first time.
But you overlook it because I'm so in need of friendship.
Yeah, man. Oh,
And
man.
Once I got to the point to where I looked, and I remember writing, man, getting a notebook and just writing about all this stuff and how it went back to my childhood traumas, man. And, once I got to the point to where I could accept myself and approve of myself on a deep, deep level, then it really didn't matter what anybody thought, right? Because it's about me. And sometimes, Kirk, it has to get on the selfish tip, because, at 56 years old, I can't take no more setbacks and super bad reverses. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The time is running thin. In your
facts.
20s and 30s, you got time to bounce back. But the later you get, you should. I'm a better life liver than what I used to be. I make way better choices than what I used to be.
Well, when you were talking, I was thinking about a parade, and how like a parade, you got the waving and the pomp and circumstance, and then when you're doing good, everybody want to be a part of that. They want a piece of that.
100%.
And they jumping in with you, and everybody waving, Sean, Kirk Ray, you know what I mean? And you like, yo, you can't even see nothing because you're so excited, feeling good. You got your people, my people, blah, 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 right? Until you get behind a horse. Now, I don't know if y'all know what horses do arbitrarily, without thought, or preparation, or warning. They're gonna release. They're gonna let it go. They're gonna let that manure out while they're walking with every step. And now the shit is flying.
Right.
Now, when the shit start flying, you notice all those people that was with you in the parade, they disappear.
100%.
Because they ain't with the shits.
100%.
You see what I'm saying? And you by yourself. So
Even
now,
your closest lady, it could be
come on,
your
man.
husband, it could be
Be
your
a-
wife.
man, it don't matter.
It could be your brother,
Bruh.
sister, your mother, father.
Bruh.
Man, when the shit
Come on,
go
man.
down, when the deal go down, you're gonna be standing on your own square, and the question becomes, can you stand on that?
Can you stand on it? And then you got to maneuver through there. But I'm telling you, man, and I remember, I was on one of my tours and I was giving a speech. I was at a high school, and the whole school, I mean, it was like, I don't know, 400 or 500 students in the auditorium at the time. And they were just laughing and making noise. Principal couldn't get them to be quiet. They just kept going. They introduced me. I walked up on the stage and I started laughing. And I was laughing for like 3 minutes. That's a long time to laugh, 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But I'm laughing profusely. They got quiet. I kept laughing. And then they started getting mad. Like, what you laughing? I said, I'm laughing at y'all. Because the boys, you think you hard, think you tough. Girls think you cute and pretty.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, one day you're going to wake up. Eventually, either you're going to be under a bridge, in prison, or in the hospital. But eventually you're going to wake up and all you little girls around here think you're all cute. I can tell you about the girls that we used to chase after in high school and what they look like now.
Talk about it.
You know what I'm saying?
Talk
What I'm
about
saying,
it.
eventually everybody on the planet wakes up. It's just a matter of where you're going to be. We all going to wake up.
Yeah. If you wake up.
If you wake up.
Some
what I'm
of them don't never
it
wake
might
up.
be too late, but when you finally get it, because what I'm saying is where you're going to be when that happens.
Yeah.
And then once you wake up, what you're going to do with that information. So when we get back, we're going to talk about that coming out of all of that, and how Sean came out of everything and how he got to where he is now. And we're going to get in that a little bit. Be right back.